the race for that fourth spot. Now, this was mainly between Arsenal and Liverpool. People not so much say Man City.
There was something about Man City, wasn't it? Yeah.
That it was never going to happen. They had too many goals.
Yeah,
it was goal different shenanigans.
To be honest, I didn't even. Man City had it third for me, to be honest, already. So
yeah, it was
I
Arsenal,
didn't even
Liverpool.
class them in it, really, to be honest.
Now, I think, right, to me, Arsenal have been the story of the season.
They have been. They've been the main topic, I would say.
I mean, it's been...
Even, the champions as well.
I mean, it's been another tumultuous season. They came out, they made a few signings that people thought, oh, maybe, they could do well. They signed Xhaka, Mustafi, but they still didn't have that window, right, where you go,
didn't
wow.
Have that oomph, did they?
Do you know what I mean? Not since they signed Sanchez and Ozil did anyone ever make any signings that went, wow. Last season they just got...
So what went wrong then?
Well, we start off with the transfer window. They probably should have got a striker.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, Sanchez has been banging that he was basically carried their team. So he sort of.
What do you think about attacking? Do you think they was all right in attacking midfield? They had Sanchez and.
Yeah.
Do you think they needed anyone else in that area, or do you think?
I think defence. I mean, they got what do you call it? Like I said, they've got Mustafi in that. But maybe if they could... what they need is a leader. A bloody leader. Someone with experience.
Yeah, they've been that leader for a long time, I would say.
Do you know what I think? This is the big story, and it's been the story for the last years and years and years, is Arsene Wenger.
Yeah.
That's...
Should he stay or should he go?
Alright, let's just say it right now.
What, would you together or what?
No, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
No. What do you reckon? Is it time to go?
It's hard not being an Arsenal fan because, as you know, we're West Ham fans. But because when you're
completely neutral on this channel.
Neutral, we are neutral. But when I'm just going to quickly say this: when you're a West Ham fan, you like, please stay. You're like, please stay, so that the trouble goes on.
And this is the thing. Like, a lot of people go, Arsenal, it's a circus. It's the fans are embarrassing this, but I don't think you can blame the fans, or anything, like an Arsenal fan TV. Arsene Wenger has created this. Do you know what I mean? What he's done this season, and this is a big thing that's probably affected them, is him going, oh, am I gonna stay? Am I not gonna stay? I'll tell you later. You know what I mean? All of that. Like, what's that about? And
I was watching his Match of the Day interview.
Yeah.
And it was weird. It was. Then it felt like he was going to decide whether he won the FA Cup or not, and it was just like, if I don't win it, I'm going. If I win it, then I'm staying. But I was like, how can you do that to your fans? How can you do that? But just tell them straight.
But his players don't even know.
That's the thing as well. They don't know whether to play good, bad.
But he even said, this is what he said a few weeks ago. He said that speculation over his future has not affected his players. After that Liverpool game, after the Everton game, he said, yeah, it probably has affected him. He don't know whether he's coming or going. I mean, I'm not a fan of Arsene Wenger at all. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's great that he's been in the game for Arsenal, for 20 years. But I just think he's very arrogant. I think he's probably the game's passed him by. And I think they need a new manager. Like, a lot of Arsenal fans out there are scared about changing the man. That's rightly so. When you've had the same manager,
to be honest though, right? Will it help them? Look what happened to Ferguson. Fergie. Yeah. What happened to him? He left, and then they went.
Yeah, but at the same time, right? They've probably won the same or more trophies since Fergie's won than Arsenal have since Fergie's left. Do you know what I mean? Like, the thing is, like, Arsenal fans, look at this, right? Look at Chelsea, right? And they get criticised for their high turnover of managers, right? They sacked Mourinho, which I even thought was ridiculous. But like, they had a crap season, they sacked him. They've got Conte in, won the league. Now, Arsenal fans, right? And you can say they didn't. Obviously, Chelsea haven't had the consistent top four. They finished 10th. Would you rather finish out of the top four a few seasons and then win the title, then win the title? Or would you rather just have consistent Champions League and not win anything? Do you know what I mean? Like, you need that winning mentality.
You do win that winning mentality.
And the crest, before we move on to the Liverpool section of this factor, we need to talk about the big story that's coming at the moment, the Kreonke Usmanov power struggle.
Yeah, so Usmanov, he's put...
Usmanov.
He's put Usmanov.
I was thinking that, man! Okay. So you see why we're best mates, isn't it?
I had to put that in there. So Usmanov, he's put in, what was it, 1.7 billion or something like that, wasn't it?
Possibly looking to push up to 2 billion.
He's worth 11 billion, and he's put $1 billion in it.
Yeah, he's pretty much put almost a quarter of his... Yeah, almost a quarter.
Was it a quarter?
Just under a quarter of his value, net worth. He's trying to buy Arsenal.
And Kreonke said,
no chance.
No. Sorry, I went that way.
Oh. Yeah, so...
So I tell you what, though. Why would you sell, really? You're making the money. You're making the money. Why sell?
And I can understand Arsenal fans being excited, and being... Because it's like a glimmer of hope, like, please. But...
I'm not being funny, though. Like... I know, like, he's been there for a while and he used them off and that. Yeah. But, like, what has he done? Has he done anything?
Well, he hasn't got... This is the problem with that Usmanov, right? He hasn't got a seat at the table.
Oh, isn't he?
He's not got a big enough share, and, like, basically Kroenke's frozen him out of the boardroom. So he doesn't have any say at all.
Yeah.
So he wants to buy the club. He reckons he can, make the changes happen. But Kroenke's fine. He's said, like, it's never been for sale. It never will be for sale. The club's not for sale. And he doesn't like Usmanov. He doesn't get on with Usmanov. Do you know what I mean? That's why he's frozen him out. So why is he going to sell to him? Do you know what I mean? Like, Usmanov has pretty much tried to under sort of... Now you're making me lose my words. He's pretty much to undermine him. He tried to undermine him at every, with these little comments in the press and leaking things. So why is he going to sell to him? I mean, yeah, you think like money, but when you're Stan Kroenke, like at that point, more money. It's like you're just stacking money on top of money, and it's
true,
like,
isn't it? Yeah. Why get a one-off payment when I can build on?
It's like billionaires, like a lot of them, right? When you look at like people like the Man City and stuff like that, these billionaires don't necessarily buy Premier League clubs just for the money, right? It's also this status thing. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's like, look at me, I own a Premier League club. Yeah. I mean, obviously, Stan Kroenke's getting money out of it, but I don't think he's going to sell. That's what I'm going to say. He's not going to sell. So, if he does, I'd be very surprised. But yeah, Usmanov, he's going to probably take his money elsewhere. But at least let me just say about Stan Kroenke. Like, I think this is moving the conversation away from Wenger. This is moving the spotlight away from him, because people are sort of thinking, oh, well, if we get Kreonke in and we get Usmanov in, like, then Wenger's fine. But the only real thing in the past couple of years that Kreonke has done, this is going to be, Arsenal fans aren't going to like this. The only real thing Stan Kroenke's done wrong is not sack Wenger. That's what he's done. He gave Arsenal £90 million they spent in the summer, right? 90 million, right? It's a good amount of money.
He's doing.
It's not like he doesn't say, like, this is the thing what people think. I don't think he says like, nah, you can only have 50 million this summer. It's Wenger identifies the players. Everyone knows it. Everything goes through Wenger, right? He chooses the players, and he doesn't. His philosophy is that you shouldn't have to spend a lot of money to win anything. That's his philosophy, and it's the game. That's what I'm saying. The game's passed him by. So. You know what I mean? Like Kreonke, you can get him out, but Wenger, like I said, he still has that mindset that, no, I'm not paying £80 million on one player and things like that. So,
it's changed now, the game. You've got to do it now.
Wenger acts like it's coming out of his pocket. But yeah, so, I mean, as much as Kreonke, he's said a lot of like stuff and things like that, but I think get Wenger out is the best thing for you guys first, then look at board level. You're not the other way around.
It's a massive hole. It needs a massive change in it.
A lot of tough battle. Get the manager out. Get a winner. Get someone younger, hungry. You may have a season where you're dropping down, but then you know what I mean. You can have that backup. Well, I'm just gonna say this. Like I said, obviously Arsenal, if they would have finished fourth, it would have been like like Men in Black, like for them. That's what every year it's like. FA Cup run. It's fourth place, and like I want it to, because you want to see change. Like I want I want to see Wenger move on. I want to see what Arsenal can do with a new manager. I don't want to go too much back into them, but that's and the thing is, we see it all the time. Them in fourth, but I want to see someone else. I want to see Liverpool give it a go, and I want to see Arsenal. Like these young Arsenal fans who are like 20 years and under, 22 or whatever, have been spoiled. They've been absolutely spoiled, like over the years. Do you know what I mean? Like the older Arsenal fans, like and the proper Arsenal fans, will know, like you know. And they'll know what it's about. And the thing is, as well, I want to say quickly something as well. A lot of them fans, right? Who came out and slagged Arsenal fans, so-called Arsenal fans, that slagged off Tony Adams, right, and said he's an alcoholic and all of this, right? They deserve what happened because they're the sort of ones that are glory hunters. Do you know what I mean? Wenger sort of bandwagon jumpers who've sort of come in this era and have been spoiled and used to top four. Well, now let's see how much they stick by the team. Now they're going to be playing on Thursday nights. Do you know what I mean?
Thursday, Sunday.
And I don't know if you saw that, but that's what it is. Like, you know, when like the bloody Sun, didn't they? You know, that rag.
That rag.
Yeah, they put a story out about Tony Adams, right? They took from his book that he released like 15 years ago, right? That he said like Wenger can't coach his way out of a paper bag, right? And put that as the headline. And like he didn't even say that. He didn't even say that in his book. He said he was going to put that as a thing, but he chose not to. And he just said Wenger's a manager, not a coach. Right? That's what it said. And all these kids started jumping on the bandwagon, going, "Oh yeah, you should put the bottle back down," and all of this like slang. And it's like you're slagging off one of your club legends. You know, one of your greatest captains, probably if not your greatest captain, right? And I just thought it was disgusting. Like, and to be granted, it's all the younger fans. You know what I mean? I think the older ones, you know what I mean, they know their history, they know what it's all about, they're proper fans. But these little bloody whippersnappers, the FIFA generation, do you know what I mean? Tony Adams weren't on FIFA 17, is it? So I just think they deserve it. The younger fans, obviously. Not all the younger fans, obviously some of them, but you know them ones who were slagging off Tony Adams. So yeah, that's Arsenal. We went straight in, but like I said, they're the story of the season, so we had to go big on them.
Yeah.
Liverpool.